You know that feeling when you're lying in bed at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why you're here, like there's some cosmic joke everyone's in on except you. Well, turns out you might be closer to the truth than you think. What if I told you there's a 1,200-year-old manuscript that explains exactly what your soul was doing before you showed up in that tiny human body? And what if the reason you've never heard about it is because some very powerful people would rather keep you in the dark? This isn't some new age fantasy. We're talking about an ancient text that maps out the soul's entire pre-birth journey in 7 distinct stages. Think of it as the ultimate backstage pass to existence itself. Before you roll your eyes and click away, ask yourself this. Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Ever walked into a place that felt like home even though you'd never been there? Ever had dreams so vivid they felt more real than your waking life? That's your soul trying to. See, here's the thing they don't teach you in school. Your soul didn't just randomly get tossed into this life like dice on a table. You actually chose this, all of it. Your family, your body, your biggest challenges, even your deepest pain. You sat down with a cosmic planning committee and designed this entire experience. Sounds crazy. Let me walk you through exactly how it happens. Stage 1 starts with what the ancient text calls the call. Imagine the universe itself reaching out to your soul like an old friend saying, "Hey, ready for another adventure?" This isn't a command or demand. It's an invitation. And somewhere, somehow, you said yes. That restless feeling you get sometimes, that's the echo of that original yes still vibrating through your being. Then comes the life review. Before jumping into a new body, your soul takes a deep dive into everything that happened in previous lives. But this isn't some cosmic judgment day with a grumpy deity keeping score. It's more like watching movie scenes where you experience both sides of every interaction. Hurt someone, you feel their pain. Help someone, you feel their joy. It's the universe's way of teaching empathy, not punishment. Stage 3 is where things get really interesting. Your soul meets with what's called the Council of Souls. Picture sitting around a table with the wisest, most loving beings you can imagine. These aren't strangers judging you from the outside. They know you better than you know yourself. Together, you plan out your next life like architects designing a custom home. What lessons do you want to learn? What abilities do you want to develop? Which souls do you want to reconnect with? By stage 4, you're choosing your life purpose. Not some vague destiny handed down from above, but a clear mission you select based on what your soul wants to experience and contribute. That thing you're passionate about, that problem in the world that makes your heart ache, that's probably connected to the purpose you chose before arriving here. Stage 5 might blow your mind. You actually choose your parents, your body, even your circumstances. I know. Looking at some families, this seems impossible, but your soul doesn't think like your human brain. It sees every challenge as a tool for growth, every limitation as a catalyst for creativity. You didn't choose the easy path. You chose the path that would teach you the most. Then comes stage 6, and this is crucial. Right before birth, you cross what's called the veil of forgetfulness. All your cosmic memories get temporarily erased. Not as punishment, but because the game of life only works if you don't. Finally, stage 7, birth. The ultimate leap of faith. You, an eternal being with infinite wisdom, squeeze yourself into a tiny, helpless human body and start over with no conscious memory of who you really are. Talk about courage. Now here's where it gets darker. If this knowledge is real, why don't we learn it in school? Why aren't there documentaries about it on every channel? Because conscious souls are harder to control. Think about it. If everyone knew they chose their life, that they're eternal beings having a temporary human experience, that they're co-creators of reality itself, how many would still accept being told they're powerless victims? The people who benefit from fear, guilt, and separation have spent centuries burying this information. not just hiding it, but actively erasing it from history. Books burned, teachers silenced, entire wisdom traditions destroyed. Because a human who. But here's the beautiful part. They can hide the books, but they can't erase your soul's memory completely. It's still there, waiting. Every time you meditate and feel that deep peace, every time you follow your intuition against logic and it works out perfectly, every time you meet someone and feel instant connection, that's your soul. You can start tearing down that veil right now. Pay attention to your dreams. They're messages from your true self. Follow those random impulses that don't make logical sense but feel absolutely right. Spend time in silence and listen for that quiet voice that knows things your brain doesn't. Most importantly, stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances. Start recognizing yourself as the architect of your own experience. When you shift from, "Why is this happening to me?" to "What is this teaching me?" everything changes. Your soul didn't sign up for an easy life. It signed up for a meaningful one. Every challenge you face is part of the curriculum you designed. Every person who triggers you is probably a soul you made a pre-birth agreement with to help each other grow. The game isn't about avoiding pain or collecting pleasure. It's about. You chose to be here, right now, reading these words. Your soul knew this moment would come when you'd start to. Because once you know you're not just a human having random experiences, but an eternal soul on a chosen mission, you can't unknow it. And that's when the real adventure begins. So if something inside you is saying, "Yes, this feels true," trust it. That's not wishful thinking. That's recognition. That's your soul saying, "Finally, you're starting to." The veil is thinning. The game is changing. And you, my friend, are exactly where you're supposed to be.